All right. If y'all have been on this journey with me, then you know I've been rewatching Power. And I've always said the first 3 seasons are good and then it starts to fall off and lose its way. And so I've made a few videos in this series concerning Power. And I want to come back today and make sure that I hit these big things, right? If you want to know where Power went wrong, continue watching. Hi, I'm Shannan E. Johnson, CEO of The Professional Pen, where we develop screenwriters from idea to pitch. Need help on your screenplay? Go to www.theprofessionalpen.com. Child, his hair is a little bit of everywhere. Anyway, all right, number 1. Relying on the fact that because this is a drug game, anyone can be killed at any time, and several people are killed in each episode actually takes away from your character having to be clever enough to find another way. So when they do decide, let's not kill this character, the audience is asking, well, why not? You've killed everybody else. Well, you won't kill this character because this is actually one of our main or sub character people who we expect to be here in the next season. So now we have to come up with some odd, random reason why we're not going to kill them. For example, Dre, season 4. Dre is playing everybody. In season 3, he was on I'm really on this team, but I got to play for this team because I'm being threatened. In season 4, he has gotten everybody out of the way and has risen to the top of the ranks. He is going against everybody, so everybody's out to get him. So why, when they send people to go kill him, they say, bring him to me? Why not? Just shoot the man. Just stab him like y'all doing everybody else. When you give him the opportunity to just be caught and not killed, then you give him opportunity to flee. And for me, that felt forced because you were able to kill some of the top people, biggest people in the game, but you can't kill Dre. So what's the lesson here? The lesson is don't lean on the gun. Don't let the gun be the handicap. Don't let death be the handicap. Don't let that be the only stakes in the game. There are clever ways for you to get in and out of your problems, and it doesn't always have to be death, because then the tension is gone and the audience is expecting it and the ride isn't as fun. Number 2, when characters retell the information they've learned scene after scene, they are no longer active characters. Why? Because they don't have to work for that information. All they have to do is ask and someone gives it to them, right? This show has a little bit of a procedural storyline to it, right? Because Angela, she's in AUSA. We have some federal agents. We've got cops. And then even being in the drug game, they're really just solving problems like every week, right? So it kind of can get a little procedural. Because of that, that means there has to be investigation. That means you have to seek information, right? So for example, Tommy literally walks into the room with, I believe it's one of the Saldanos, and he says, tell me what happened. Yo, you're at the top of the food chain. You're supposed to have eyes, ears everywhere. Do your own investigating to figure it out. Don't just go ask somebody and then they tell you, right? Like where is the work? And so because they become inactive and everything is just not even a game of telephone, because they don't even tell in a game of telephone, the point of telephone is by the time it gets to the third, fourth person, it starts to change, right? Because people don't give the exact message. No, in Power, they give you the full, they retell the entire thing. They don't even get into it in media res, which means in the middle of it. Right? You can jump into the middle of the scene and I can assume that you've already given this person all of the information and we can now start at the new information. But even beyond that, instead of it being a whole bunch of telling, there should be some active investigating, right? So that you can get the information that you need. Like even Angela is just walking around to people going, so tell me what happened. You know what I mean? What are we doing? Number 3, we've gotten to the point of the show where the audience is way too far ahead of the police. So now the police don't seem as smart and they aren't as big of a threat, right? So once Ghost is out of jail because they're able to prove that he didn't kill Greg, which he didn't, we are still waiting on the federal agents to know that it's their boss, Mike Sandoval, who's the mole. We have known this since season 3. We are now in the middle of season 4. And they're still thinking Ghost did it because Tommy told him to. They still think Tommy is Ghost. We're 4 seasons in. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are these smart people that we encountered when we first got here? Now, at the end of the day, Greg was the one who was smart. And they got rid of him. So now we're looking at everybody else like, y'all so slow. The other thing is we're not invested in the Mike Sandoval case, right? A, because we know our person didn't do it. B, he just got off from not doing it. C, he's not dating Angela anymore, so we don't care about her. I hate to tell you that. When she's not dating James St. Patrick, we don't care. She could lose her job for all we care. They could take her down as the mole for all we care. So why are we spending episode on episode on episode of bad investigation as we wait for them to know something that we already know? Mike should have been taken down during that case. And then on top of that, going back to, I don't know which number it was, maybe it was point number 1. They then decide to use the exact same method that they did to try to kill Lobos in jail to do to Mike. The same thing. We got the information. We know where he's going to be. So I'm going to go mention the information of where he's going to be to this person. And then we're going to set it up so that he gets killed in jail. And he does. Seamlessly. Y'all can't come up with nothing else? That's the only way we know how to kill people? Like, because now we're back to, well, the only people who knew he was in here was us. So how could they have found out? Same way they've been finding out. And we already know and y'all don't. And we're waiting on you to catch up. So this is why, if you ask yourself, because like I said in one of my very first videos, I think especially seasons 1 and 2 of Power are good enough, okay, to be award winning. When we get into season 3, we start to fall off a little bit. When we get into season 4, we've completely lost our way. And I think I said I was going to stop watching at the end of season 4. Now it's just kind of on in the background because it's what I'm watching. So I'm still watching it. And season 5, I'm over here like, oh my God. They keep coming up with stupid reasons for James to get back into the game. Like right now, it's Jason, the head of the Serbians, who told Tommy, and since you can't do anything without Ghost, now he's got to help you complete the mission, blah, 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 blah. And then now Ghost is like, yeah, okay, so when I do this, it's going to be my last time. I'm out. We're 5 seasons in. Nobody believes you. The stakes are gone. Nobody believes you. Because you weren't even working with Tommy doing drugs. So I'm looking at like, it wasn't just Jason, but it was also somebody else. Maybe the Jimenez. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. But all of these people who keep trying to hold something over Ghost that he doesn't want. Like, he's been telling us from the jump. He's been telling them from the jump. He doesn't care about the drugs. He doesn't want to be in the drug game. And yet they keep holding that over his head like those are stakes. Those are not stakes for him. He don't even want to do that. I think it was Jason who was like, you need to keep James away from your business. James don't want to be a part of it. I'm listening. I'm looking at this scene like, this is stupid. This is stupid. This is not a threat. You're telling Tommy you can't work with James anymore if you're going to keep working with me. James don't want to work with Tommy. We know that. Why you don't know that? There are no stakes in that. So then when it's magically, oh, well, since you can't stay away from him, man, I'm over here trying to figure out who killed my daughter. This ain't got nothing to do with your drugs. And now you have to, find my drugs too. Okay. Okay. Like it really gets really, really forced. And I hate it because the first 2 seasons are really good. And I'm just like, yo, how did we get here? And here are my thoughts on how we got here. There was a change in the guard. You can look at the credits. I'm not going to say who did what or why or how. You can look at the credits. You see there's a change in the guard. And when that change in the guard happens, there's a change in the storytelling. Now, why it happened and all that kind of stuff, I can't tell you why. But there was definitely a change and we feel it as the audience. Okay. Happy writing.
The professional pen. The professional